Doctor Who, The Fallen Victim, written and read by Isaac Travers. The Doctor was pressing several buttons on the TARDIS console, thinking of which place he would like to take Stephanie next. She was watching the Doctor flip all the switches on his ship. Stephanie asked the Doctor how he was after their brief encounter with some space pirates. All the Doctor replied with was, you know me, just working here and there throughout the universe. Yeah, sometimes I feel very weary from all the cruelty and all the suffering. Stephanie then comforted the Doctor by giving him a hug, assuring him that no matter what, he would not be alone. Suddenly, the TARDIS started going haywire, with it passing through the vortex. The Doctor tried to work out what it was happening and told Stephanie to hold on. The TARDIS then landed in an abandoned facility on the deserted sea planet of Celeveron. Once, it was just a normal planet with islands all around. But what it remains of now is a land of oceans, which would get massive thunderstorms that could go insane each time it struck the facility as it was starting to fall into pieces. The Doctor and Stephanie walked out from the TARDIS to explore. Stephanie didn't like the rain or how freezing the planet was, and so the Doctor then lended her his black jacket, which he always wore proudly. Although this Doctor may seem like a dangerous man to his enemies, he would always look out for his friends and treat them as family to him, just like how he cared for his granddaughter Susan way back in his very first incarnation. The Doctor and Stephanie went inside the facility for some shelter from the rain. They soon noticed that the lights were all down, as the power had been cut off from a very long time ago. So the Doctor grabbed some torches and gave one to Stephanie. As the two searched the place, what they saw were the remains of a destroyed laboratory with old, damaged computers and all sorts of weapons. Not only that, there were many corpses of scientists that were working in the facility, each shot down by a heat of ray. It was a devastating sight Stephanie had to witness, as she was not comfortable with seeing a dead body. It was mainly due to her wanting to leave her old life behind her, as it was too traumatizing to tell anyone about it. Stephanie started looking around and stumbled upon an old Dalek casing which had rusted away. It was a reconnaissance scout model which featured a claw for it to grab things easily instead of its manipulator arm. Stephanie hadn't faced the Daleks before, but she knew of stories that they were the Doctor's oldest enemies and that they were treacherous monsters from the planet Skaro. Stephanie was not sure if the battle-scarred Scout Dalek was still alive, and so she started to grab the eye stalk and move its head around, but it did not respond. Stephanie then decided to keep searching around the place. Suddenly, the Dalek's eye stalk started to flicker on and off, revealing a blue light. The Dalek that was believed to be dead by Stephanie was bringing itself back to life. The Dalek saw Stephanie and said one word. However, it hadn't fully repaired itself, giving it somewhat of a glitch to what it was trying to say. X, yelled the Dalek. Stephanie started to walk back slowly to the Doctor and told him what had happened. Doctor, we should get out of here, said Stephanie, as she was terrified that she awoke a Dalek that was about to kill them both. Why? If something is scaring you, I will do whatever I can to get you out of here, the Doctor replied. I think I may have woken up an old friend of yours, Stephanie said. The Dalek started to move towards the two as it gushed out one word and one word alone. Exterminate! The Dalek then aimed its gun at the Doctor and fired at him. The Doctor took cover. He grabbed Stephanie's hand and ran through the corridor of the facility. They then made their way to a cell door. The Doctor grabbed his sonic screwdriver and unlocked the door. Both the doctor and Stephanie entered a dark room and locked the door behind them. "I think we're safe. For now, at least," said the doctor, sighing in relief that the Dalek didn't make its way into the room. However, just as he thought that everything was all right, Stephanie then fainted and fell to the floor. "Doctor, I don't feel so good," Stephanie said as her body started to look pale and weak. This was due to the effects of a bacteria that had plagued the facility. The doctor leaned her gently against the wall. Her breaths were shallow and labored. Despite her illness, her eyes reflected a fierce determination, mirroring the doctor's unwavering resolve. "It's okay, Stephanie. Whatever is causing this to you, I'll try and find a way to get you better. I promise." Suddenly, the door was starting to emit sparks, as it was the rusted Dalek outside using a wielding tool, hidden underneath its claw, cutting its way inside. "Doctor, it's breaking through the door," said a now soft-spoken Stephanie as she was fighting for her life. "Take cover, now!" the doctor yelled. Stephanie then took cover as she clung to the doctor's coat as the door burst open. The Dalek entered into the room and noticed the doctor sitting on the floor with his ailing companion.
"Doctor, you shall face punishment for your crimes against the Daleks. Both you and your companion shall face maximum extermination."
"Wait!" yelled the doctor. "Before you try to kill me, why are you the only Dalek here on this base? And what is happening to Stephanie?" The Dalek then replied.
"We have been calculating a particular plan that will soon put an end to you once and for all. The Daleks arrived here on Celeron to set a trap for you and destroy you with a bacteria known as Zytox that will wipe you out."
"Then what's with all those dead bodies out there?" the doctor then said, as he was rather curious. Some of them were shot down due to their failure, and others completely unharmed.
"The Daleks needed assistance creating the Zytox chemical needed to destroy you. We spared a number of workers in the base to create the weapon. However, the bacteria somehow became lethal to all species who used it."
The doctor then came up with a slight remark to frighten the scout Dalek. "So you simply decided to isolate yourself by pretending to be shut down and hoping for me to show up to be infected by your little biological weapon. Sorry to break it to you, but I don't trust you, and I never will, because I will never trust a Dalek." However, what the Dalek was saying was true. Stephanie had only a short time to live before she too would come to a horrific demise to the Zytox chemical. Even the doctor as well started having side effects from the bacteria, as he would cough rapidly and collapse to the ground. "It's begun, hasn't it? You weren't lying about it at all. We will all be dead within minutes." As the doctor's body weakened under the relentless assault of the Zytox bacteria, desperation crawled into his mind. The doctor knew the TARDIS was their only hope of escape, but he couldn't just abandon Stephanie to her fate. With trembling hands, he clasped the cold metal exterior of the Dalek's casing, his voice hoarse with plead and aid. To the doctor's surprise, the Dalek hesitated, its mechanical machine echoing through the tense silence. But then, with a cold effectiveness, it sent a chill down the doctor's spine. The Dalek had started losing control of itself. All of the instruments that the Dalek mutant was controlling started malfunctioning as the battle-scarred scout was weakening from the effects of the Zytox bacteria. The casing completely exploded with a loud bang, with the mutant inside screaming with pain. After a short time, the mutant slowly turned purple. Its blood started spewing from its mouth, and then died shortly after. The doctor started gritting his teeth against the pain raging through his body. He then gathered what remained of his strength and lifted Stephanie into his arms. With each step, the weight of her limp body pressed down on him, a stark reminder that life was slipping away from both of them. Determined to defy an unconventional fate, the doctor staggered into the research lab, his vision swimming as he fought to focus on the task ahead. With shaking hands, he pored over the data, his mind racing to find a solution amidst the chaos of his failing body. Minutes blurred into hours as the doctor worked feverishly, his own labored breath in mixing with the hum of old machinery. With his best efforts, the doctor was able to indulge both capsules, one for himself and the other for Stephanie. Stephanie started waking up, eventually gaining consciousness after feeling sick for quite some time. The doctor was able to greet her back by offering her a cup of tea, which he had made in the kitchen, not too far away from the laboratory. "Here you go, Steph," said the doctor. "This'll keep you up for a bit. The side effects from the healing capsule will take its time. I was really scared of losing you." "How long was I out for?" Stephanie replied out of curiosity. The doctor then gave her an assuring smile. "I'd say you were unwell for about an hour or so. And don't worry about the Dalek, it got infected anyway. Come along, let's get you back to the TARDIS." Both the doctor and Stephanie got up and walked slowly out of a now truly dormant base. By this time, the doctor had sent out a warning message to the Shadow Proclamation and the United Intergalactic Federation to register Celebron as a hazardous planet, as it had become too dangerous for anyone to inhabit it. Stephanie checked up on the doctor to see what he was doing. "You okay there, doctor? You look rather busy." The doctor gave out a simple reply for what had happened. "Don't you worry. I've sent out an important message for cleanup on what has happened in a week or so, especially with the Zytox bacteria inhabiting the planet. It may take some time for it to be contained, but it won't spread across the universe." "I wonder where I've heard that before," said Stephanie, as she did hear stories of another strange virus that took over the planet Earth in its darkest hour. "Oh, Stephanie, I'm really sorry for what happened. I took you to some place that could have almost killed you, even myself. I assure you, where we go next, it'll never happen again." The doctor knew that he had put his latest companion, who had only been with him for a short while, at risk so soon that he was willing to take her back home. However, he knew that she deserved another good chance to see more fantastic wonders deep within the edge of time and space itself.